There are so many reasons to be anxious and fearful, hopeless and helpless these days. My God, if you are feeling this kind of anxiety, I hear you. And I actually created this video for you because, you see, I'm a human being living in the same historical moment as you. And even more, I'm a mom and I'm worried about the future for my children. I pick up the newspaper or see social media, or my children, they tell me about the horrible things that the future will bring. AI and the robots taking over everything, population collapse and having nobody to take care of us in our, in a few years, actually, because it will not be in a century. It is so much to be worried about, and makes me think of how people used to think that the world was going to collapse. Some people think right now that we are living the apocalypse. And it's not the first time that we think that we live the apocalypse. As humans, we have gone through this before. And when we went through this before, there were two reactions. One is, if the world is going to end, I better have fun today. And if the world is going to end, I better behave really well because I have to give my account to God. And then you have people going into creating carnival and people going into creating all kind of physical punishments against themselves. And I'm laughing, but you get the point that there are different ways of reacting to fear. And the ways that you react to fear depends on what you are thinking. What you are thinking, what you are paying attention to, what kind of perspective you are giving to things. And for this, I get great inspiration from my patron saint, Leonardo DaVinci. Leonardo DaVinci loved to paint and create scientific achievements by changing his perspective. He will take physical distance, emotional distance, historical distance. He will put himself upside down or move to the left, to the right. And this is what I invite you to do with all these subjects, with all the subjects that touch your heart and make you anxious. Take distance. These days, I've been taking historical distance. These days, I have been going with my children to see different museums. And we love history, so we ended up in 2 museums that I want to share with you, because maybe you want to visit them if you live in the Netherlands, but also I hope that these comments reduces your anxiety. The first museum is Archeon. Archeon is a museum here in the Netherlands that talks everything about the Romans in the Netherlands. Romans in the Netherlands? Have you ever seen a Venus temple in the Netherlands? Oh, no, it doesn't exist. There are 2, 3 stones and 2, 3 pieces of pottery and pieces of wood here in the Netherlands, and we have made museums out of them because this is what the Romans left us into this country. It's so exciting that now it's a big museum. People are so excited, and the children learn about it, and it was, in reality, really very little what it was left. And this brings me a lot of hope, because you think, wow, what if I was the Roman for the children of the future? What if that precisely that you are doing right now will leave such a heritage, such a gift for the children of the future? No matter if they are your children or somebody else's children, what will the future say about you? Could you create something beautiful, just like the Romans were doing? They were just, creating their baths, creating their pottery, creating whatever they were creating their culture. And it was something like breathing. It was just like a being for them. Isn't that inspiring? They didn't know that the Roman Empire will come to an end, and then afterwards will be Middle Ages, and afterwards, they didn't know that. They just concentrated in, today we are going to do this bath. Today we're going to do this building. And they were, not terrified They were ignorant that a few years or a few centuries later, everything was going to collapse. Why don't we think that way? Think for the moment, what am I doing that could be good for the future? That it will collapse? Possibly. But why don't you the absolute best of right now? Another way of reaching this conclusion through complete different perspective was our visit to the museum that's called the Waterlinie Museum. What is the Waterlinie? You see, in the Netherlands, the worst enemy of this country and the best ally is water. There are canals everywhere in this country. There is water everywhere. And this country has suffered inundations in the past. We have a relationship with water that goes very deep. And I love water, you know. Yes, I have Dutch passport. Yes, I love this country, but still, I was born in Mexico, and I can have this perspective of distance of loving this country in this different way. So it's very emotional water, the ultimate symbol of the feminine, water. This is what this country is about. And the metaphor of being the worst enemy and being the best ally. And this is a relationship that the Netherlands has been having with water for, well, centuries, for millennia. It has been inundated, and it has used the technology of water to stop invaders to come. And this is what the Waterlinie is all about, to stop invaders to come to conquer the country. They use it in the war with the French. They use it with the First World War to remain neutral. And they tried to use it in the Second World War. But hey, what happened? The Nazis entered with their technology. And the history continues. After Second World War, there is this defense system. And what happened with the defense system? Well, nothing. The defense system is there. And life is so beautiful that what happens? There is water there. Well, there is all kind of life. Now there are all kinds of aquatic birds. There is all these beautiful fish and this beautiful bacteria. There's a beautiful, luscious environment. It's just insane. It was built for war, and now it's this natural reserve. Isn't this so beautiful? This is what I mean as the divine feminine. From defending the country from the enemies, being useless, and then being this natural reserve. And this is a perspective that I want to give to you as well, that we do what we can with the knowledge that we have at that time. We do the best that we can with the technology that we have at the time, but at some point, you know, it will be useless. It will be useless. So don't be nihilist to think, oh my God, the thing that I'm doing will be useless in the future. Do it. Because it's the best knowledge that you have now. That tomorrow you will think better and you will do better. Well, that will be tomorrow. Today, allow yourself to do what you can without anxiety of the not good enough, because you will never be good enough. You will never be able to be so strong and so powerful that you will be able to, you know, stop wars, stop the financial collapse, stop, you know, any of the things that I was listing in the beginning. And be open your imagination to the fact that what you're doing could be a blessing in a way that you don't suspect. Like these engineers, they were protecting the cities, but they never thought that a whole ecology, a new combination of animals and plants will be born out of that. It's just beautiful. So what I want to leave you with after these two examples of Archeon and the Waterlinie, follow what our dear Marcus Aurelius, what our dear St. Francis told us, do what you can. Stay in the things that you can control and concentrate in those ones. When you concentrate in those things that you can control, your space of control will grow and your anxiety will decrease. And as you are able to control a bit more, you will be calmer. And know for a fact that you cannot control everything. Yes, you cannot control dictators. No, you cannot control tornadoes. No, you cannot control what happened in the past. No, you cannot control what will happen in the future. No, you cannot control all those things. But you can control what you say. You can control what you do not say. You can control how you sit. You can control being of comfort to each other, comfort for others. You can control what you can control. Anything that you cannot control, don't even try to control it. Yesterday, I had dinner with friends and they told me a beautiful story, or a beautiful or sad, a powerful story of a family member of them that has some mental problems. This person is very old, 80 something, I don't know, very old, but has a mental age of 8 years old. He wished he could control everything. And because he wants to control everything, he has his hands all the time like this, in such a tension, then he cannot control them anymore. And I thought it's a very sad metaphor, but it's how we go through life and how we stay in anxiety by trying to control everything. So the subject is be in control of the things that you can be in control. Don't try to grab or don't try to control everything, because we cannot. So concentrate in the things that you do, yet the things that you are able to control. So be particularly mindful of your words, what you say, because what you say has power, has impact, as others listen to you, as you listen to yourself. Control what you get into your system. Surround yourself with positive information, with positive people. And what do I mean by positive people is not this happy, smiley sticker, but people who are doing what they can, people who are also concentrated on what they can. If you concentrate on what is possible, for you to do, little by little, you will be doing the impossible. And anxiety, well, it's not that it will disappear, but you will be able to, with more calm, come back to the control, come back to the calm, take a different perspective and concentrate in what you can control. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day. And if you don't know it, I help people, especially women, to control their anxiety. This is of interest for you. If this video touched your heart and you say, hey, I would like to have a conversation with Blanca and explore how I could work with her, I will be delighted to have a conversation with you. BlancaVergara.com/yes, and we'll have a conversation. We'll see how I can help you. I work best with women who are highly educated, highly competent, really powerful women, yet suffering some kind of anxiety, of worrying about the future, giving too much, doing too much, because they are so competent and they are longing for more calm and a life that is multidimensional, a life that includes everything to add more life to your years, to add more light to your life. If that is you, feel free to contact me, blancavergara.com/yes. I'll be delighted to talk to you. And of course, if you have made it to this side of the video, please like, subscribe, share, because it helps a lot of the channel and it helps me also. It's like giving me a hug, a high five. I really will appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.